Hi, my name is Isabela Stone. I'm the pastry chef here at Cindy's Diner. We're in the Eagle Rock neighborhood of Los Angeles. I've been working in the industry about 10 years now. I started making wedding cakes before working here. Pies are probably my favorite thing to make. I love seasonal fruit pies. Strawberry rhubarb in particular would be my favorite. Here I'm rolling up the pie dough, which is the same pie dough I do with every fruit pie. And it's a really simple pie dough that we do with really good butter, flour, salt, ice water, and a little bit of sugar, and that's all that goes into it. And it's incredibly flaky and flavorful, and it really lends itself to complementing the fruit. I'm gonna put it in a greased pie tin and then set that aside while I prep fruit, and making sure to pat it all the way at the bottom and cut off any excess dough. And then we roll out a smaller disc of pie dough. I generally make this pie dough once or twice a week, and then roll it out as needed for all the pies that I make. The smaller disc is going to be the topping for the strawberry rhubarb pie, and it makes what's called a double crust pie. So that's just a pie that has regular pie crust on the top and the bottom instead of a crumble top. There's nothing like fresh rhubarb when it's in season, because it takes on a really beautiful red color that's kind of like half red, half green, and everyone gets really excited when we have it. Beautiful, juicy strawberries, get those as ripe as possible as well. You know, when it comes to fruit pies, the more sugar you can get from the fruit naturally, the better it's going to taste. So using incredibly ripe and good quality fruit is key to having a really great fruit pie. And yeah, we just chop everything into similar sized pieces so it all gels together perfectly. So now we're going to add our sugar and our spices. For this one I use cinnamon, cardamom, and nutmeg. For the thickener, I like personally arrowroot powder. A lot of people use cornstarch. I like to put a splash of lime juice in almost every single pie that I make, just to up the acidity when I'm making something that's on the sweeter side. So now we're going to mix all of it together, all of the thickeners, the sugars, the spices. We're going to take our pie shell that we put in the fridge earlier out of the fridge, so it's a little bit stiffer than it was earlier. And I'm going to score the top with just 4 marks, creating a cross that doesn't connect in the middle. And then I'm going to pour the filling into my shell. The score marks create what we call vents, and that helps the juices of the pie bubble up. Look at how beautiful this fresh fruit is. Now we're going to just push it down so that we can have an even layer of fruit before we put the top layer on. And once it feels even, we'll put the top pie crust on the pie. And we'll push that down lightly. And then we're going to trim off a little bit of excess pie dough that is longer than we need it, just to make sure it's really even for when we crimp it together. Now, crimping the pie dough is probably the funnest part in my opinion, because it involves a little bit of sculpting and a little bit of intuition, and it's just very pretty to look at it. So we tuck all of those edges in and then even them out so we can make a beautiful and perfect crimp like this. And this is going to be squishing those sides together so that they stay sealed and look gorgeous for when it's baked. And what is cuter than this? Last but not least, we need an egg wash, which is just equal parts egg and water brushed on with a pastry brush. And what this does is it makes the top of the dough shiny and helps brown it. And then I use raw sugar as a topping, and this creates a crunchy outer sweet layer that is just to die for. It helps give it an extra texture. And there it is, all done. Perfectly baked, golden brown, perfectly set. Perfect piece of pie. So come to Cindy's any time of day for a meal, but don't forget to stay for a great slice of pie.